Thanks for joining us today. Today we're here talking about mastitis, clogged ducts, and engorgement. I'm Allie Reynolds. I'm the owner of Valley Lactation, and I'm also a lactation consultant at the Birthplace at Community Hospital.
I'm Jody Hyatt, and I'm our registered nurse and lactation consultant at a few hospitals on the Western Slope, and I have a private practice business as well.
So what would you say is one of the most common issues that you see on a regular basis?
Plugged ducts is probably one of the most common, but then mastitis seems to be a very common thing as well.
The old protocol that we are still seeing a lot of involved heat and heavy massage, lots of pumping and expression. So the Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine has recently come out with a new protocol on clogged milk ducts, mastitis, and engorgement. And there's a lot to it. So definitely you would want to reach out to your provider and a lactation consultant for sure. But it involves pretty much the opposite of what used to be the protocol, which now we encourage you to do cold compresses, lymphatic massage, which just means going away from the nipple.
Not a lot of pumping or stimulation.
Yes, just expressing milk as usual.
Started he was 5 days old, and I had really bad cracked nipples, really bad. And I saw a lactation consultant who gave me a nipple shield, but damage was kind of done. So I think that's where the infection started. It was about a week later, I woke up and it was just very red on one side of my right breast. Antibiotics did absolutely nothing, unfortunately. She told me I needed to just put heat on it, massage it really forcefully in the shower and out of the shower, and it was very painful. And in the meantime, I was kind of doing my own research and kind of heard that they had changed guidelines, but my doctor told me not to do that, so I pretty much didn't. I pumped exclusively on that side for the first week. Nothing was coming out at all, and so I thought that I would just have no supply on that side, so we supplemented with formula a little bit, learning how to raise a newborn. I didn't think breastfeeding would be that stressful, but I wasn't sure he was eating enough because he was having weight gain issues. And it wasn't until after this all cleared up that I finally went to a breastfeeding support group where they're like, yes, you should have been icing and ibuprofen constantly, and it works great. So I should have come sooner, but it was very hard in the beginning, so I didn't. But now we're great. So
think of it as taking down the inflammation so that the milk can flow freely, and then you're not aggravating that tissue so that you're hopefully not causing any recurrent symptoms.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of success with it. Have you?
Some, yeah. I think it's still so new that we're learning enough about it, but I hope over time we'll see less, use of antibiotics as a first line.
So the idea of the lymphatic massage it's about the pressure of applying lotion. So it's not anything firm or vigorous. And basic principles involves just massaging away from the nipple. So you're trying to take that swelling away from the nipple so that the milk ducts around the nipple can flow freely. And we're just starting with gentle circles around the nipple, and then we're moving back toward the collarbone and back toward the armpit. And other than that, you would just want to hand express and pump and feed as usual, but nothing more intense than that.
And then cold compresses in between, which has kind of gone a little differently than the heat we've heard of in the past. And ibuprofen or NSAIDs or something to take down that swelling and help with the pain and swelling.
I find really fascinating is it's called the milk line, and we actually have a line from our armpit down to about the middle of our thigh, and that's called the milk line. And milk making tissue can appear anywhere along that line. And so some people actually have like accessory nipples at other parts in their body, and it is possible to express milk from that spot. So one thing that is a little common is called the tail of Spence, and that is where someone has kind of a lump in their armpit, and in some cases it can swell and become engorged and get really uncomfortable. So it is possible to express milk from that point sometimes, but the treatment would still be the same for something like that. We would still want to do the cold lymphatic massage and heat to bring down that swelling.
So thanks again for joining us today on this conversation about mastitis and the new mastitis protocol. And for further information, please click on our link.